How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
the Bride of Frankenstein. She's alive! Alive!
a monster created from cadavers out of rifled graves. A tale that sent my blood into icy creeps.
Would you like to hear what happened after that?
Well, we warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Bill Evenson.
And I'm Tom Lang, and you join us for minute 55 of 1935's Bride of Frankenstein. And Henry is pretty adamant that nothing can make him go on with it. By it, I mean creating a mate for the monster. As
well, they don't
what
say.
He means. That's
I mean, they don't say. Pretorius doesn't say. He says, "You know why I'm here." The monster doesn't say. He says, "You know." And then it's interesting between last episode and last week and this minute. I'm just an idiot. Between last minute and this minute, Henry has gone from "I won't even discuss it while he's here" to before he even is gone saying,
"Nope,
I'm not going to do it anyway."
Yeah.
So really, the monster should turn around and just thump him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, fuck you then. Yeah. But what the monster does do is growl.
Growl.
I really like his growl.
Does that.
Yeah.
Waves his arm like he does. Nice.
It's
a nice shot where he's framed in the doorway and Pretorius standing off to the side. Mm-hmm. And then it's followed by one of my favorite shots of the whole film. Pretorius closing the door now. I don't know why. I love that shot. I don't know why.
It's like this whole scene. Again, that's not in the script either.
No.
So this whole scene is, and again, like I talked about last week, there was no door in the script.
No, it's like
they're coming in and out. He's coming in and out of the
garden windows. Yeah.
And so it's like Whale looked at that scene and thought, that's dumb. This all has to go. I know what we're gonna do. And then he's going to say now, and it's going to be great. You'll see. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's a great close-up of Pretorius. Just the kinetic energy as the door is closing as he says it. Mm-hmm. It's just a nice shot.
It's perfect, and it's so quick you could miss it.
You could, but I think it plays really well on a big screen. Mm-hmm. The whole film looks great. Well, and I like that shot.
And it goes into what we spoke about before, which is the plan. They've clearly cooked up a plan.
Yep.
Because all he has to say is now. Yeah. And it's great, because that's how it would go.
Right.
He wouldn't have to say, all right, don't forget.
Now, here's what you do.
You got page 3? Look on page 3, paragraph 4.
I forget which book it is. It's one of the novelizations. The character that's Carl, I think he's called Franz or something. And for whatever reason, both authors changed the names of the Carl and Ludwig and all those. They change them around for whatever reason.
I think it's Edgermont even adds more names.
Adds more characters.
Yeah.
But they're waiting to help the monster and tell him what to do. And I like this better. Where
it's not complicated what he wants him to do.
No. So I like that, all Pretorius has to do is say now, and the monster knows what to do.
You know, I didn't know if I should say this now or wait till later, but he's actually asking him to do something he's already tried to do before.
Yes, I was going to point that out as well.
And I think, we'll talk about that when we get there, but yeah.
So he knows his way around here because he's been here before.
Yeah, that's right.
Sort of. I mean, it looks very different all the way around. That's true. But
in fact, his target looks very different.
Looks very different as well. Yeah. Although with her hair up and with the hat on, she doesn't look markedly different than May Clark with her hair up.
I suppose that's true. Well, she was wearing a wedding dress before.
Yeah, right, and had her hair up with a veil and all that. So yeah. Anyway.
You know, thinking about that. That's the Bride of Frankenstein right there.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There's no question.
Movie is about Valerie Hobson's character.
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying
May Clark is?
That definition that I spoke about, the word bride, is on your wedding day or just before or just after. The fact that the wedding didn't happen doesn't mean that she wasn't the bride in the first film.
Sure.
Whereas in this one, we never actually see her be a bride.
Yeah.
Having said all that, a character later in this movie is going to say, the Bride of Frankenstein. So makes it all move. Let's talk about Star Wars.
We're at the
In the
exterior.
script, there's one thing I
go
know
ahead.
is Pretorius says, "I am going on with it, and so are you." And Henry says, "I'd rather die than do it."
Oh, right. I forgot to write that down. I did see that.
Those are it doesn't add anything much, but they're good lines. It
It's a
would be
good, yeah.
to-
I'd rather die.
Yes, it's very specific.
Which Colin Clive wanted the character to die in both films, and we'll see if he got his wish this time around, because he certainly didn't last time.
In a way, if while watching the movie you see the scene in which the character dies, then he's gotten his way both times.
Right. So now we're at the exterior of the castle or chateau or whatever it is. I think they refer to it as a castle earlier. So
I think I in my notes put castle.
yeah, I did too. The monster stalks through some bushes to a terrace, which that we see through the windows. Elizabeth in, I assume, their bedroom, but it's a different room than we saw Henry in bed before.
True.
Which
Well,
I think is because they weren't married at the time, and now they are.
Ah, interesting. Nice.
That's just my take. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it. But they are definitely married.
Yeah, and but the monster knows exactly where to go. He tromps straight from the door over to this window.
I can sort of picture Pretorius and the monster coming around the back there right beforehand and saying, "See that window? I'm going to let you in this door over here, and then go over there." And then Pretorius, of course, has to go around the front and announce himself, so Minnie can tell him to leave. But yeah,
definitely. No, that makes sense.
Again,
yeah.
doesn't seem like anything too complicated for the monster to be able to figure out, or even. He could even have some flexibility. Pretorius could say, "I don't know where she's going to go. She might go over here. Try there, and then go get her."
Yeah.
Of course, we don't see spoilers this week. We don't see how that all plays out.
No, we don't.
But it looks great with the monster, as you say, walking through. Just him walking along the outside.
The front of
looks
it,
great
with the bushes and the shrubbery, and
it's the kind of thing that doesn't often look great. Or I shouldn't say it often doesn't look great in a movie like this.
Yeah, it can look cheesy.
It looks like a set, looks cheesy.
Well, this again,
in that black and white,
lit very nicely. It looks like night. It doesn't look like a day for night or what are the phony phony nighttime thing with a big spotlight or anything. It's lit very moodily. A lot of rich.
How
blacks.
did they do that exactly? How did they light the monster so perfectly without getting light on the things that aren't the monster?
It's their job. I'm not.
I guess.
Movie
magic.
You know what you're doing when you have that job, I would assume.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole sequence we talked about before takes place differently in Dreadstone, and it's not as good. I think this is...
Yeah, they hear the scream. In the we don't even cut to the other... I can't remember how it goes in the Dreadstone. No, I'm thinking of the script, aren't I?
Yeah. No, the Dreadstone is that whole thing about her going for her brooch or brooch.
That's
all that
that's
nonsense,
right.
where this is much more straightforward.
The cameo brooch.
Yep. She's getting ready to leave. She puts on a coat over her coat. Footman.
Yeah, that's right. Like you pointed out, she's all dressed and ready to go out, and somebody puts another coat
on top of her. So it must be really cold in Ingolstadt that night.
I have found in my varying weight over the years that thin people are often chillier. They often need a little bit more.
Yeah,
Valerie is not chubby.
No, she's not. Yeah, I find I'm warm all the time now. So what does that say?
It's a pandemic.
Hey, what are you going to do?
Everybody's doing the best they can with what they have.
So the monster watches all this transpire. He watches Minnie help Elizabeth on with her coat. He watches the footman. I don't know if he's stuffed or not, but the footman takes out. Yep, that's a callback to what?
Nice callback.
Yeah.
Actually, now I can't think what that's a callback to.
Earlier, what's the good of a stuffed footman anyway? When Pretorius shows up at night, Minnie says that.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's right. And I
found out what a stuffed
novel or
footman.
something.
Yeah, some really
remember,
shit.
Yeah.
When all I found were pictures of a stuffed footman.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. So here's my thing. I gotta stop you because who is it? It's not
Albert.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not Albert.
Just one of the...
So have they fired Albert?
Maybe they did, because he wasn't there to answer the door in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part. I was going to say he and Minnie obviously had a very strong disagreement.
Yeah, contentious.
In the last time we saw him. So maybe she used her,
her pull with the master to...
yes.
Yeah. Very, very possible.
Because she's still around.
Yeah.
So we don't have any idea who this guy
It's
is.
just a guy. It's just one of their servants. I don't think it's anything important.
Yeah, I tried to look because obviously when we're doing these minutes, another person shows up on screen. I'm like, oh, who's that guy?
Yeah,
and I have no idea.
And I didn't look too terribly hard, but I didn't find a name who the actor or extra was.
Yeah, Manx probably given him a name in the back of It's Alive Frankenstein or something.
But he doesn't have a line, so it's pretty unlikely there'll be any documentation of who he was.
He picks up the bags and walks out.
Yep.
He gets about 1 second in Bride of Frankenstein. I'm guessing on the IMDb somebody has tagged somebody and said uncredited. Larry Johnson uncredited.
I don't think so. I believe I looked. I don't think there is.
Oh, really? You mean like for a footman? Oh, I didn't. That could be.
I don't know.
You're looking now?
No, I'll look later, and if it is, I'll post
next
it
week.
Next week, which we recorded in like a month, so I won't. I won't remember this by the time I leave the room.
No.
She said, "Hurry, Minnie, or we shall lose the train."
Lose the train is a good phrase.
Yeah,
it's
like
not in the script. It's something else, right? Like miss the train.
Yeah,
or maybe I'm thinking of the novel.
The novelization will miss the stage.
That's right.
That's right. Whatever. But
lose
the train sounds very European or British way to say something.
Yep. It's certainly foreign.
It is.
Because we wouldn't say that here.
No. I'm going to now.
Well, the next time we're getting on the train.
Yeah.
And Minnie says, "I don't like leaving you alone."
Milady.
She really got those L's going. And it occurred to me while watching this minute, actually, that I do want to say I love Minnie. I think Doc Ivan posted a picture, and maybe a couple other people have said stuff like that we don't like Minnie or we don't like Una O'Connor.
Yeah.
And it's certainly not that simple. I really generally love Minnie.
I don't think it's that simple.
I don't love everything that happens in every minute.
I don't like everything she does. I can understand how she could be tough to take for some people and how that would turn them off to the movie in general. But overall, I think, in the small doses in which she appears, she's fine.
I think, also having talked about maybe a couple of weeks ago now, the slow close-up push in on Thesiger's face and then on Clive's face.
Right.
It's a reminder to me of how Whale looks at his cast. He really does seem to picture them as being part of an ensemble of like interesting people to look at for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, I think
and Minnie's really interesting. Una O'Connor's really interesting.
I think he casts very eccentric people in a lot of these roles, and it just elevates the movie that much more.
Yeah. If you're a fan of The Old Dark House, which we are both
clearly
huge
very big fans of.
That's a similar style. The guy who made that movie obviously is going to put Una O'Connor in a couple of movies too. Right. It just makes
it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, look at The Invisible Man. Like all the rustic town people at the beginning of the film are all very almost caricatures. Like the guy playing the piano with the mustache, and the innkeeper, Minnie's husband.
David Carradine and Frank Terry get a little.
Yeah, David Carradine.
Shot. Yeah. Did I say David Carradine? I did, didn't I?
You did. It's Keith.
Well, yeah, it's no. I'm sorry. Of course, I meant Robert.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got them all. Also, the thing about it
Brian
is
Keith, wasn't it?
That was Brian Keith.
And
Terry Frankenstein. Also, Minnie is completely right.
Oh, of course, she's totally not wrong at all.
And
especially
she's right about
Pretorius not letting him in.
She's right about everything.
Yeah,
Minnie has been right about everything
all along. And
yes,
no one will believe her.
Well,
so
that's
let them all be murdered in their beds.
I was just going to say she's come around quite a bit. From let them all die in their beds thing, because she doesn't want any harm to come to Elizabeth. I'm not sure that I can square that, except to say she wasn't talking about Elizabeth in particular when she said that.
I think it was just
about lie die in their beds.
Yeah.
Oh, just I guess that is how I take it, as a general
kind of a
fuck everybody.
Fuck you then. Yeah.
Let them all die in their beds for all of me,
for all of me.
Says.
Yep, that's exactly what she says.
And she's come around on this.
Yeah, she's,
and
no longer
She's
wants them.
completely right.
Oh, absolutely.
She is Cassandra, right? She's
she's
evidently
right. Yeah, evidently.
She's right about everything, and nobody listens.
No one
to
will
her.
listen. Nice analogy. I like that.
Thank you.
That was well played.
So you'll leave that in.
No, but I still like it.
You'll record yourself saying it. And I won't remember either. Like, oh, that was a good one, Tom.
As soon as you sign off, I'm just, yeah, she's like Cassandra.
So then, strangely enough, she turns around and closes the
It
door.
leaves and closes the door.
Which this comparable scene in the first film got a laugh when we saw it. Remember we went
that's
to see
because Henry
Frankenstein.
shoves her in there and locks the door.
he puts his hand on her face, pushes her to the ground.
You didn't like
and
that
locks
grapefruit.
the door.
What do you think about this?
He puts a grapefruit in her face and locks the door. So this is the exact same thing.
It is. Yeah,
We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is Elizabeth just could not care less.
Nah,
She's
I'll
just
be
like,
fine.
What's the matter with you? Come on.
Come on.
There's no safer place on earth than fucking Frankenstein
Castle in the middle of the night with Dr. Pretorius lurking around. Yeah,
creeping around.
What could possibly go wrong?
You know, I was just thinking, does she know? But she's got to know. Everyone seems to know that the monster's been terrorizing the
Oh,
countryside.
sure, everybody knows that.
Or has Henry kept it from her? Doesn't seem like Henry's doing anything.
I know one of the adaptions, and I'm not sure which, had some reference to Elizabeth being aware of all this, and I like to think she is.
Yeah.
Because, he's like, whatever your business is, I'm not frightened of it or of you. Kind of indicates she knows what's going down to a degree. She knows it's pretty
I could almost
unsavory
picture her. Remember when she walks out that door? I could almost picture her walking out the outside door and taking that path through the window. Just to show how not afraid she is.
I think she does. I think that's the same door, isn't it?
Well, that
because she
as
leaves.
I was saying it, I thought it is that.
Yeah,
side
it is
of
that
the...
same door. She leaves that same door. The monster is still hiding at that point because Pretorius goes over to the window and makes this big gesture pointing to the door, which cues the monster to get to the door. So yeah, I think she did take the same path that the monster does.
Do we see her walk by the window?
No.
But so she goes outside then. Yeah. And the exact path. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't think
I joked about it, but I guess
I don't think we see her go by the window because at that point
this room doesn't have 4 doors in it.
No, just the 3.
Just the 3 doors.
Yeah, and we don't see her go by the window because at that point we're focused on Pretorius. My part of our collaboration is complete.
Does Minnie lock the door, or we don't know?
We don't know, and I don't think it matters because that's not how the monster gets in.
It's true. Well, it does matter. It mattered in the first film. It made it harder to get to her.
Yeah.
Once the monster got in.
Right.
Through the exact same method, if not the same room.
Yeah, just climbing through the window. And I like how carefully he starts to unlock the latch and open the door. Very stealthy, very, very careful about it. For such a brutish monster, he's very dainty about it.
What's the last Jurassic Park movie you saw? Did you see the most recent one?
No,
Jurassic World something.
I saw the one. It was just Jurassic World.
Okay, the one after that, a dinosaur does exactly this. Opens a latch on a window to get at a little kid or whatever.
Okay,
it's terrible. What is? I can't even think what it's called, but it's it's so bad it's good. It's one of those.
Yeah, I wasn't real thrilled with. Jurassic Park 2, I thought was a complete waste of time till the last 20 minutes when you get basically a Godzilla movie when they're loose in San Diego. This is what I paid my money for. That is bullshit with Jeff Goldblum's daughter doing gymnastics and all that horse shit.
There's some horse shit in that one.
Oh, that
and I totally agree. That's what you're waiting for.
95% horse shit.
Did you ever see Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan?
I saw Friday the 13th.
Okay. Friday the 13th, whichever one it is, Jason Takes Manhattan. They get to Manhattan about 80 minutes in.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes place on a boat.
Oh.
Which I think Jurassic Park 2 does, too.
Yeah, a lot of it does, yeah.
They didn't learn that lesson. The thing that bothered me about Jurassic Park 2 was right before the credits, the last image before the credits was a pterodactyl landing.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why I gotta wait till part 3?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't hate any of the Jurassic Park movies because they do work for me on that Godzilla.
Oh, sure.
level.
I thought 3 was better than 2.
Yeah, I agree. Which is
For
weird
whatever
because they
it's worth,
finally
'cause-
got rid of that asshole Steven
Yeah, that
Spielberg.
hack. I do like in this also the shots with the mirror where she's sitting in front of the mirror. Obviously, the mirror is canted at quite an angle, so it doesn't reflect the crew and all that. But I like that it just reflects this blackness. It just recedes into blackness, and I think that looks cool. It almost looks like something from an expressionistic silent film.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
it's just
I was
a
going to
nice
say
little-
Evil Dead 2.
Oh, sure, that too. But
Somebody that isn't Bruce Campbell is on one side
Yeah.
where you see the back of his
Yeah,
head and then
yeah.
he reaches through.
Yeah.
Or is that Evil Dead 1?
no, that's 2.
Evil Dead.
That's 2.
Yeah.
The better
Because there's something similar to that in Evil Dead 1, though, too, where he looks in and it's water, maybe?
There might be. I don't recall, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen that as much because that's an odd film.
It's not as good.
It's not as good. It's an odd film because I saw it when it came out and it had all this advanced. Oh my God, this is the ultimate.
Stephen King thought
Yep.
it was the greatest thing that had ever happened.
And you had to show ID at the door because it was not rated and you couldn't be under 17 or whatever. And I said, oh, this will be something. And it was okay. It was an okay low budget horror movie. Evil Dead 2 came around. Like, all right, why not? And like that was spectacular. That was hilarious. It was scary. It was everything the other one wasn't. So there.
Yes. And then I think we've talked about Ash versus Evil Dead, the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
The first episode of that well, I guess it's kind of a combination of Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness because it's got a little bit of that over-the-top silliness in it, too.
Yeah.
I think the thing we've talked about is we both disappointed ourselves by not watching that show, and they eventually canceled it because assholes like us didn't bother to watch it.
when it was on. Yeah. Well,
Even though there's a scene where he gets pulled into a corpse's asshole.
Yeah. I've watched the first 2 seasons and I have them all on Blu-ray, but for whatever reason, I haven't watched the third one yet.
I know.
I don't know why.
Too busy.
That's it.
Too much going
That's
on. Is that you, Henry? Is a good minute ender.
It is perfect.
It's a good way to end the minute because we know it's not.
We're pretty sure it's not.
It's
Henry.
not Henry. She looks the wrong way,
Yep.
but
Hey.
with my hearing at my advanced age, I make mistakes like that sometimes.
Sure.
But I also like that she smiles. She goes.
Is that you, Henry? And then
The shot stays on her like
yeah.
a half a second longer than it needs to. She says, "Is that you, Henry?" And then she looks down and smiles.
Yeah.
Whatever she's doing, it's extended in a way as to make sure that we're aware that she is not bothered.
Completely oblivious to what's going on. Yeah.
And it still works towards, I think, the idea of her being just a strong character.
Well, yeah, like we said, the Elizabeth from 1931 is back.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the hysterical, weepy Elizabeth from earlier in the film, thank goodness. So marriage suits her well, apparently. It brought her back.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, one reason I feel compelled to point that out is, as I've said, she's wrong and Minnie's right.
Yeah. 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 The one who's
She's
hysterical.
like laughing at Minnie.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you idiot. Everything's fine.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Well, we'll find out.
And this is it. I mean, that's we don't get that Valerie Hobson back again.
No.
We've had her for 3 weeks.
Yep.
And we did a commentary for Werewolf of London,
Yep.
which I think she also
Yeah, it's very good.
has that. She has a couple of scenes
Yeah, where
in
she
that
tells them off.
that she's strong,
Yep.
and in fact, it's even kind of better in a way because she tells him off. She's talking to her husband.
Yeah.
Fuck you
Yeah.
to her husband in that one.
I agree.
All right,
Okay.
then this has now become an ad for our Patreon because that's the only way you're going to hear it. Until we find some way to upload those so you can just pay for them individually.
Oh, the bonus?
only way to
Yeah.
get a whole Well, I've always said we could put our commentaries up as something you could just buy one, a la carte
Right.
for $1 or whatever. So we might do that. But all of our bonus content is available to you.
Yep.
A cornucopia of bonus content
Nice.
is available to you the day you sign up.
Yep. Yeah.
Sign
So we
up.
got-
Patreon.com/Frankenstein Minute. And you get what, Tom?
You get, there's 3 commentaries that I'm aware of. We got Dracula,
Dracula.
Dracula's Daughter, Werewolf of London.
Dracula's Daughter, Werewolf of
and then
London.
more to come. We have 3 3 episodes of our favorite Karloff films.
And we've been told by one of our Patreons that that's her favorite
Oh, have we?
of the bonus
Oh,
content.
okay.
Yeah, Felicity's favorite was that.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I liked it too.
She's a Karloff fan. What do
Hey,
you
well, you know, that's why we're here. We have one that just dropped last month. Another random minute, so that's 2 random minutes that we have so far. I think there's the stint one, which is.
I feel like there's more though. No, that is it, isn't it?
Dino and I compare stints.
That's true. I forgot about the stint talk.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
all.
That is it.
You know, it's really not that much when you think about it.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, when you think about it, we could really do better. All right, we're done. All right, stop.